Hi, welcome to Make Your Own Snuffle Ball. My name is Beth. So I just want to go over first real quick what you'll need. You can use a cutting wheel. I tend to use that. I find it to be pretty quick and efficient. You don't need to. You can use a regular knife. You could use a pair of scissors. You will need some sort of sharp object so you can poke hole through the fleece material you're going to buy. I like all. It seems to work really good. But like I said, you can use anything that works for you. You'll also need some sort of pliers. And if you have an empty spool from a thread, that would work great. And of course, you will need your fleece material. And you will need some tie wraps. Alright, so you're gonna, out of your fleece material, you're gonna just cut strips. The size of the strip is gonna be dependent on what size snuffle ball you want. That can be any size you prefer. I tend to stick with a standard 8.5. I made a cardboard cutout. So that's how I cut my material. Then once you'll have squares like this. I usually cut a bunch of them, so it's kind of like, almost like an assembly line process. After that, you end up with circles. For one snuffle ball at the 8.5 inch size, you're going to need 18 circles. So after you have your circles, you're going to start folding them. You're going to fold them into a quarter shape, just like this. Let's do it this way. Alright, so it goes in half, and then it goes into a quarter, almost like a little piece of pie. So you're going to do that to all 18 of them. All right, you get busy and we'll be back. All right, well, back to step 3. So now that you have all these quartered, you're going to need to poke the holes. That's where this handy dandy spool comes in. And your poker, whichever you choose, like I said, I use an awl. One of the important things is you want to make sure that the fabric, like where the fold is, they're all going in the same direction. So you line them up. I usually do 2 at a time. That seems like a good amount. And you're going to poke right in the corner. You're going to grab your hammer. That'll just make it a little easier for you. One little tap usually does it. Push down. And then there you are. You have holes. So you're going to do that to all your squares. And then the next step that you're going to need is your tie wrap. So you're going to have your tie wrap and you're going to start putting on the tie wrap all those circles. All right, here we go. Step 4. So you should be putting all those on. And like I said, really important that they go in the same direction. They just slide on like that. So now you should have 3 tie wraps. On each tie wrap is going to be 6 circles. So look at that. And like that. Then the next part, and this is kind of important, is you're just going to close the tie wrap. But you're not pulling it tight. You're going to take the second one and put it in like that. And you're going to close it, but do not close it tight. Take the third one, and you're going to put that in. Same thing. You're not going to close it tight. Just like that. So it should all be hooked on there like that. Very loose. None of it is tight. All right, you're getting excited, aren't you? All right. Well, come back for the last step. All right, here we are at the final step. This is where all the magic happens. All right, that's where your handy dandy pliers are going to come into play. You're going to tighten one at a time. So I like it because it just makes it pulls it tight. You want to pull as tight as you can. And then here's the next part, and I want to stress, you want to be super, super careful because we don't want any injuries here. You need to cut that piece of tie wrap off And another really important thing is you want to make sure that you cut it off flush and take your finger afterwards and feel it to make sure it's not a sharp edge, because we do not want our dogs to get hurt. So I don't know how good this will show up on here, but I cut that and then I'm just rubbing my finger on it just to make sure it's not sharp at all, and it's not. So I'm going to continue. You're going to pull your next one. Again, you want to pull super tight, as tight as you can go. Alright, so you guys get doing that, and then come back and we're just going to do a little quick summary. Okay, so here is the final step. This is, by the way, Sadie Mae. She's the tester. You guys will all use your own testers because it's very important that you test every Snuffle Ball. And just in case you're wondering, I don't usually have my dog on the table, but this is for demonstration purposes only. Alright, so with that Snuffle Ball, you have it all together. You're just going to kind of pull them out and fluff it out so everything's really nice and full. Another thing, these are completely washable. You can put them in the wash. You can either put them in the dryer on low heat. I tend to let them hang outside. Kind of picks up some extra smells that way too. And that aids into your foraging. So here is a finished product, and we give it to our tester. You can take their breakfast. You can take a couple treats, and you just poke them in there. And they test away. So just in case you're wondering why, this is great mental enrichment for your dogs. It lets them do dog things. What do dogs do? Dogs like to forage. And given the chance to eat out of a bowl or forage, they're going to choose foraging. And this can take mealtime 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. Huh. Did I do good? And there you have it. Your very own Snuffle Ball. So have fun. Hope your dogs have fun. And get snuffling.